All right, video number 5 of chapter 2. Okay, and we are going to start right here. All right, the young woman was tall, with a figure of perfect elegance on a large scale. She had dark and abundant hair so glossy that it threw off the sunshine with a gleam, and a face which, besides being beautiful from regularity of feature and richness of complexion, had the impressiveness belonging to a marked brow and deep black eyes. So we see this idea of darkness and sunlight, right? So she is dark and abundant hair, and then she also has these dark black eyes. Right? But she's just breathtakingly beautiful, too. She was ladylike, too, after the manner of the feminine gentility of those days, characterized by a certain state and dignity, rather than by the delicate evanescence and indescribable grace which is now recognized in its indication. And never had Hester Prynne appeared more ladylike in the antique interpretation of the term than as she issued from the prison. Those who had before known her, and had expected to behold her dimmed and obscured by a disastrous cloud, were astonished and even startled to perceive how her beauty shone out, and made a halo of the misfortune and ignominy in which she was enveloped. It may be true that to a sensitive observer there was something exquisitely painful in it. Her attire, which indeed she had wrought for the occasion in prison, had modeled much after her own fancy, seemed to express the attitude of her spirit, the desperate recklessness of her mood, by its wild and picturesque peculiarity. So here we see that this symbol represents kind of her attitude, right? She has a reckless mood. Just like, remember, we saw up in here that this bright letter is uncharacteristic of Puritan society. She herself, through the symbol, expresses this uncharacteristic nature of being a woman, and because she's wild and picturesque peculiarity. So there's something wild about her, something dark and mysterious and passionate about this woman that's just not normally seen in most women during that time. But the point which drew all eyes, and it were transfigured the wearer, so that both men and women who had seemed familiarly acquainted with Hester Prynne were now impressed as if they beheld her for the first time, was the scarlet letter, so fantastically embroidered and illuminated upon her bosom. It had the effect of a spell, taking her out of the ordinary relations with humanity and closing her into a sphere by herself. So this is very important to see, that we see once again that dichotomy here, right, between society and nature, constriction and freedom. So this is the threshold, right? So on this side we have society, and on this side we have nature. We have her own self-perseverance, her own sense of self, whereas this side represents this idea of relying on society and humanity for a sense of purpose and wealth. Okay? Hester Prynne primarily focuses on this side. She is her own woman, despite what society has to say. This ends video 5 of 9.